Well, it's 4:12 and I don't think anyone's joining me. So I'm just going to go ahead and record and kind of go over the doc that I created for my notes on chapters 4 and 5. I'm going to go ahead and paste the link to the document. I think it stays there, maybe not. Anyway, so chapter 4 is using graphs, highlight KEPA. And in the PDF document, it's page 68. And in the PDF, it mentions that the marketplace new price does not include the shipping cost. So if you're looking at an FBA listing and comparing it to a marketplace new listing, the marketplace new listing does not include the price for shipping, so you're not really looking at it apples per apples because there's no shipping cost for FBA items. And then in the notes, there's a link to a video that's called Example of Using KEPA to Quickly Find and Evaluate Deals. So it's probably something that y'all want to take a look at. And then I took notes about what Chris Green had mentioned about looking for, what he looks for within KEPA. And if what is the marketplace price when Amazon is out of stock? And it could be a great opportunity to sell an item at a higher price than what Amazon would sell at when Amazon is out of stock. And so the best thing you could probably do is set an alert when, maybe not, can you set an alert when Amazon is out of stock? Oh, never mind. Anyways, that's something to look at. Also, sometimes Amazon will lower its price to do a price match when a store is selling the product at a sale price. And so Amazon will lower the price to match the sale. And that would be a great time to set a price alert when the product price goes down that low, so that when the next time when it does go low, you buy low. And then when Amazon sets it back up to the right price, not to the right price, but at the normal price, you can sell it at the higher price also along with Amazon if they're sharing the buy box. There's another video link in there, and it's how to use KEPA to identify online arbitrage opportunities on Amazon. So you probably want to take a look at that video. The next section, he talks about KEPA deals, and it sounds like he suggests that you kind of take a look at that every day and look at big percentage drops and absolute dollar drops. And as mentioned before in his previous chapters, always look at products that have a good ASP, average selling price, so you're worth your while. You won't have to sell as many to make money. So if there is a big drop in price, look at the product. If you see there's a big drop in price, see how often that happens, and if it does happen often, keep it alert so that you can buy it low and then sell it back high again. And they have email alerts, and he suggests not doing Twitter since it's not private. Everyone else will see it on your Twitter feed. He also mentioned whether or not it would get posted on Facebook as a private message, but I didn't check to see that because I don't think I'd want to do that. I think I just want to have an email alert. He also said clothing is probably not a good deal unless you want to buy it yourself personally, unless you are ungated in clothing and you can resell it. Clothing, I don't like doing clothing. There's too many variations, so I'm going to take his advice and not deal with clothing. And then also he suggested comparing prices of different locales, and I didn't look to see where KEPA does that, but you can look at a product and see how it sells on .com and also how it sells on .ca and all the other Amazon sites. And so that would be a good arbitrage opportunity to buy it low on one marketplace and then sell it on another marketplace for a higher price. And I think he was saying that it's usually, you can easily compare USD to USD, so you don't have to do a currency conversion. So those were all the notes I had taken concerning Keepa. Not as detailed as what Chris Grant had gone over, and I feel like I need to put notes together on that because I think he had a lot more tips. And then chapter 5, using graphs, highlight camel, camel, camel. I think Chris Grant and Chris Green were both saying they don't use camel, 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 but I just wanted to see if there was anything. And the reason why camel, camel, camel was good at the time is because it had sales rank tracking. But now that Keepa has that, I think they probably do a better job at it. And I thought it was kind of interesting. I went to camel, 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 and I got this error message. This page has been temporarily disabled due to abusive traffic from someone else. But then I went again and that message went away. So it sounds like they're having problems with somebody spamming the site. Camel, camel, camel also has a top price drops page. I didn't do a comparison between what camel, camel, camel has and what Keepa has. So I know they both have something similar. I thought it was interesting that camel, camel, camel does have a .ca site and Keepa doesn't. And I think maybe, I'm going to say CCC from now on because it's a lot of syllables. They may have other marketplaces too that they have it. I did go to Camel's Twitter feed and they were talking about a new app called Camelizer 3.0 and it was coming soon. But I didn't look to see what it was all about. It just looked like a better UI and maybe they're trying to compete against Keepa. And in online arbitrage PDF, Chris Green does mention that on CCC's Twitter account, they publish deals there, but I went to their Twitter account and I didn't see any deals published there, so maybe they stopped doing that. And the last thing I have is he had another video called Online Arbitrage Camel, Camel, Camel Walkthrough for Resellers Tracking. So I would suggest you just go to that video and check it out. But that's it. That's all it was concerning graphs, chapter 4 and 5. And so if anyone's following along, this is what I'm going to do. Chapter 6 is Software Spotlight Tactical Arbitrage, and it starts on page 89 in the PDF. I'm going to quickly go through there, although Chris Grant had a lot of information in his challenge, so I'm just going to take notes and go through that. Chapter 7, Software Spotlight Scan Power. We were supposed to go through that in the challenge, but we never did. So I'm going to go through that. Chapter 8, Social Media Follow and Search, starting at page 107 in the PDF. I'm going to do that for next week. Chapter 9, Google is Your Friend, starting on page 113 in the PDF. I'm going to go through that. And then that's it. So chapters 6, 7, 8, and 9, I'm going to read that and then do a video on those 4 chapters. It's only maybe 20, 25 pages. Then chapter 7, sourcing on Amazon.com, is a big chapter. So we'll wait on doing that until the week after. So chapters 6, 7, 8, and 9. We'll see you next week. Bye.